Markets Now is brought to you by Durostack Trait Technology, the latest innovation from Syngenta. Available for the 2027 season, Durostack technology features 3 powerful modes of action to outsmart, outmaneuver, and outmatch corn rootworms every move.
And welcome to Markets Now. I'm Michelle Rourke with Scott Varilek of Kooima Varilek. We have just about everything higher except for the cattle market this morning. And you might know Scott is out at their annual bull sale tomorrow, right?
Yes. No, thanks for having me.
I'll let you do a little ad for that, okay?
Oh, sounds good. 74th annual Angus bull sale, Varilek Angus Ranch in Geddes, South Dakota. So looking forward to it. Got a lot of good looking bulls, 200 bulls, 20 heifers, and should be another good year with cattle markets where they're at. I mean, we're feeling good. There's a lot of optimism out there, and there's been a lot of interest in the bulls. So you can check them out on the website, varilikangus.com.
All right, I'll send you the bill tomorrow, okay?
Thanks.
All right. So let's talk about cash trade for this week. We haven't had a whole lot of it. What we have seen, a little trickle, has been a little bit higher. Do you think we're going to be higher for the week? We probably won't trade until after the cattle on feed, will we?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things we're waiting for to happen before cash really takes off. I mean, early in the week, you heard some rumors, some higher stuff, but it was more private deals. It wasn't packer bids that were up and down the road or anything like that. So then you see a little 249 in the South. I think that's a good starter. Renewed cash. At least we saw one trade there, and I think expectations are fully that, hey, we're gonna ask some higher prices. We want to see these 250, 252, those kind of prices happen yet. And we're in a window that we can do it. I mean, seasonally it's there. So I think that that's kind of the thoughts. Our asking prices are high. We want more. But what we say about why we're waiting is cattle on feed report coming up today. Would like to see what those numbers are, but probably more clearly, we're looking at what's happening in Greeley, Colorado. There's the union is going to vote again today. Nobody knows what time or what they're even voting on, but just the expectations of, we could see this plant strike actually happen. If they do strike, they have to have a week of cleanup before they can strike. It's in their rules. So it would kind of be a little bit to shift through it. Probably wouldn't affect this February contract right away, but so that's what we're waiting for. It's just kind of some anxious news, some uncertainty that's probably not helping us out.
Right, and so that's why we have the board down a little bit probably here today, is just some squaring ahead of both of the things that you just mentioned. Let's talk a little bit about cattle on feed. Expectations are we're going to see placements down, 4%, marketing's down maybe as much as 13%, but that on feed number still looks very tight year over year, doesn't it?
These numbers just remain tight, and that 87% marketing estimate, it's what we're seeing in the country. The Packers they see it. That's why they're having to bid so hard. And you just wonder, when are we going to find more numbers? I mean, is it coming? Is it soon? It just keeps lagging on. I mean, we're trying to cover up as much as we can with carcass weights. We've had great weather, so that's just the shocker. This good of weather, this big of carcass weights, and it's just not affecting this market here. That Packers are still that tight. Can't find the numbers. Shipping cattle from north to south. I mean, it's been a battle, as far as the supply side, and there's going to be quite a bit of time before we find more numbers. I believe heifer retention is happening. Absolutely. I mean, I'm standing on that. We'll see if it gets dry and changes the theme at all as we move forward. But for me, tight numbers now, maybe more to come by the time we get to the fourth quarter. So that's just kind of the fuel that we have in this market. As long as we don't have anything outside news come and wreck us, I think our demand is good. So we have that going for us. The big negative would be packer margins. I mean, they're well into the red. They're struggling. They're not happy with where they're at. So change feeds have been slow, but I look for those boxes to really take off here come this March timeframe. I think demand being as good as it is, that we're still going to see good demand coming forward here.
Yeah. Technically, we cannot get above the February highs in either the live or the feeder cattle futures. And so that's a little bit of a cap right now on this market, right?
Yeah, it's like the market wants to get there. It just doesn't quite have the gas to do it yet. Maybe
Right.
that one big blow off cash week to get us there could do it. But that's just it. We've had such positive basis in the cash market and April futures, distancing themselves from February here. And it doesn't need to close the gap immediately if that cash happens. So it's going to lag behind. And this market does feel like it's really high. We're not going to ignore that fact. It is really high and it could be over. And when it is, you better believe there's going to be quite a train of people trying to chase that market that want a piece of this pie if it does break. So fundamentals holding is strong here up front, but go close these gaps in the charts. I think that helps us maybe look through new highs, but that's kind of the thing. Just so sluggish trying to look for closing them and getting to those new high levels.
Let's also talk about the hog market. We were up 3 days in a row, looked like some short covering. Today would be number 4. Are we going to keep going here? And what's pushing it? Is it all fun buying at this point?
I feel really good about the hog market yet. I mean, the last break that we had, it had been a nice uptrending market. We're going through 110. We're starting to wonder how high we can go. And then that's when, Trump announced, we're talking about pulling out of the USMCA and we need Mexico and Canada for the pork industry. But during that break, the funds just never really dove out. I mean, the open interest held on strong. Didn't really bat an eye. We saw a pretty good correction, and now that it's kind of bottom and turned, it's like it's game on. Here we go again, and it's starting to climb a little higher. We're seeing the cash market move a little bit higher. It's as high as it's been for the year right now. We've got feeder pig, ice wing prices extremely high. So I think that supply being tight with the Z's is still a big factor. So still liking what I see. Not giving up that we can still go see some higher levels like the 120 area. It's got some gas in the tank for it.
And let's talk about the grains, all to the plus side this morning, even the corn market, which has been a real lagger here. But you've got wheat and soybeans both making new highs for the move. Is this all been technical, or what's driving some of this buying interest, do you think?
Well, the funds are behind the beans. I mean, that's kind of the easy story there.
Yep.
And it feels like, well, that's all I need to know. Funds are buying beans really hard, and it's on a big trend. So that's where you have to start. The reason being, our tight ending stock number, our hopes of China buying some more beans, that's all there. I mean, the reason they're pushing this hard, maybe I don't totally agree with all of that, but that's what we're seeing. We've got some meal trying to finally climb. I mean, anytime it's down around 300 kind of levels, your users are interested in that price. So I could see some strength coming out of that. You're willing to lock in those prices for feed, but the corn just lays flat. I think we're seeing good export numbers. We're getting some good demand, but that 2.1 billion bushel ending stock number is just too much to probably get over. We're going to have to see continued export news, and I just don't think it has enough to break out of the top side here.
It's been kind of evident when you've got, like I said, soybeans and wheat both making new highs for the move, and corn still is within its trading range. So you don't think there's anything that can get us above that level, even if wheat continues higher?
How wheat would be one thing that would help more than the beans would probably, but I think we're starting to wrestle with acres. As we move forward here, we're seeing estimated shift of 4 million acres from corn to beans basically, and I'm not so sure that that's happening. I still think the feeling in the country is that insurance kind of tells you, hey, I can protect myself pretty well doing corn. Yes, we've got some higher fertilizer costs. That's kind of the one part that makes you scratch your head a little bit. But when you're looking around talking to seed corn dealers, it's hard to find seed corn. That kind of same story again. So that's starting to tell me I don't know if that 4 million shift is as big. I think that's too big. I don't think we're narrowing it up quite that much. We're still getting ready to put our gas pedal on planting corn, and that could be one of the reasons that it's just kind of holding out till we get some verification that we're going to plant less corn.
Yeah. And I think the other thing we're waiting for is obviously more confirmation on biofuels, whether it be RVO or 45Z. But We talked about soybean oil taking a little bit of a break today, but really, we've been seeing a biofuels push in the soybean market too, haven't we?
Yeah, I don't think that that's so new news right now. It's just it's been catching a little bit of traction all the way up. I really didn't feel like that was one of the leading stories to get it climbed up this high, but it certainly hasn't hurt.
All right, thanks so much. That is Scott Varilek with Kooima Varilek and Markets Now.
With corn rootworm costing farmers up to $1 billion a year, you need the right strategy. Introducing Durostack trait technology, featuring 3 powerful modes of action to strike corn rootworm at full force, outsmart, outmaneuver, and outmatch their every move with the industry's first triple BT protein stack built for corn rootworm control. Take back your yield potential. Make your move at Durostack.com. Available for the 2027 season.